Hello everyone, and it's been a while since I posted on the channel. A lot of things kept getting in the way, like unprecedented weather here in Texas, and Dalton being sick, and I didn't think Dad found some heat sink compound, and we're going to build a computer. What are we building this for?
We're building this to be the router for the house. It may end up doing some other things, but for right now, it's just going to be a router coming into the house, and then hands off to it. We have 500 gigabit coming in, hands off to 500 megabit coming in. 500 gigabit would be a record.
Yeah.
Have 1 gigabit on this side of it. Anyway, this acts as our router. We're running a OS called Clear OS, which is designed specifically for this.
On an old quad-core Phenom right now with 8 gig.
We wanted to modernize that computer and
To an extent.
set it up to an FX is a lot newer than a Phenom.
Yeah, an FX. We're putting an FX. What is it? 8120.
8120.
An FX 8120 and 32 gig of RAM, because you need 32 gig of RAM for your router PC, right?
That's why I say it may end up doing some other things.
Yeah, it probably kind of overkill for what we're doing with it. But start off with this motherboard that you bought. It's MSI 970A G34
43.
or 43 rather.
Yeah, I bought this from China. Notice they didn't even include a battery.
I was gonna say, is that a problem?
Yeah, it's not a problem. We can pull the battery off that old motherboard.
No, the one that was in my brother's PC.
Yeah, we have it down here because we had to have a place to keep the processor, the 8120 processor. So we left it in the old motherboard to protect it.
Yeah, it's still on. This was the motherboard and the RAM that we were going to send to Corey. If you watched that build video, read the description to find out why we didn't send that particular one to Corey. He still got same basic motherboard, just it works.
A little nicer motherboard, actually.
Yeah,
but
and faster RAM.
Yeah.
It's 1886 RAM, and this is 1600.
Okay, we got the motherboard out. You may want to hand me the various fans that are there. And there's a network card. This has to have 2 network cards since it acts as the gateway coming in.
That is a video card so old that it doesn't have HDMI on it.
Yeah, I thought we would put it in and do smoke test, and we may do that yet. Then take it upstairs where we have the hard drives still running in the old router, and need to swap those over to the new router so there's no OS installed this time.
Yeah, you've only got one of these down here.
And what is this?
Oh, you're going to use the one. Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay. Do we have an aerosol can down here?
I don't know if we have one down here or not. It would be on the stairs if we do.
I'm gonna go look real quick.
Okay, while you're doing that, I'm going to pull the RAM off the old motherboard
Okay.
and install it in the new one. This is brand new virgin RAM. Well, we did fire Corey's machine up with this motherboard and actually installed Windows with it once.
Could get the thing to power on. We got
That was the biggest problem, was it just wouldn't stay powered on, and when you rebooted it, it would shut down. And then you'd have to play around with the power button to get it to ever boot again. Backwards.
I mean, you can try to jam it in backwards. You might have to get out the hammer.
Yeah. That, some part will go bad doing that. Got that on. I guess the next thing would be, oh, I forgot to steal the battery out of the old one.
Yeah, we should do that.
The guy sent me a video. I bought this motherboard from China. The guy sent me a video of it running with a video card. It was running outside a case. And so it obviously had a CMOS battery in it. The guy is so cheap that he pulls the CMOS battery out. Oh well. The motherboard's in good shape, so what am I going to complain about?
Next, we need to put this on here.
I believe that would be next.
Or do we need to put this in the case first?
No, you definitely want to put the heat sink on it, because as the next thing we're going to do before we put this in the case is put in the new power supply.
Okay, which way do you want the heat sink? Which way should the heat sink face?
I think that was correct. Yes. If you'll hand me the power supply, I'll start unwrapping it. There you go. There's kind of an order you want to do on these things, because if I put that motherboard in the case now, then put the power supply in, I won't be able to get to the CPU voltage plug, which is always on the far end, as I'm pointing now, of the motherboard. So what I've learned is, if you put the power supply in first, you can plug that in as you're dropping the motherboard in and save yourself a lot of headache. You'll see here in a minute. Usually it takes two people to get that out, and I'm not kidding.
It does not want to come out.
Well, it's relatively light compared to the box. So you can't just pick it up and the box fall off. That's not how life works. power supply, no. That's a Roseville 650 watt, 80 plus certified bronze. They have these on sale for $59.
The one part that you're going to have any kind of trouble getting anything halfway decent right now is fucking GPU.
Yeah, thank God we didn't have to buy a GPU for this. Even a cheap one is expensive right now.
Yeah, I paid 170 for
Yeah,
1050, and that's too much for a 1050.
that's 4 or 5 months after I paid $100 for a 1050.
Which is what you expect to pay for a 1050.
Right. Also, if you haven't figured it out already, these headlamps are just invaluable for building computers and things like that. Especially, this computer case is black, the motherboard's black. It becomes very difficult to see at times what's what.
The thing about the computer case is it's black. And the thing about outer space is it's black.
But a black hole is a huge impacted star. It's millions of miles wide. It's massive. Why didn't you see anything on the radar screen?
Well, the thing about a black hole, its main distinguishing feature is it's black. And the thing about space, the colour of space, your basic space colour, is it's black. So how are you supposed to see them?
There should have been a bag or a box that came with the...
Oh, was there a box? Was there a bag in that thing that stands?
There should have been, yeah. Now I can dig through and find stands, but I'm running low. No, it's not in the motherboard box. In the should be in the computer case box. Wherever your instructions are, there's supposed to be an accessories box. Oh, it's not a box. It's a bag. Yeah, we may have to pull the back off to get to it. You really don't tend to open your case that much, but you open it enough that it becomes important to be able to quickly loosen the side cases. So in this case, Modern Innovation and I get along. We don't always. Did they include a booper? I brought a booper now.
You mean a PC speaker?
No, it's just a beeper. But they included one, so there you go.
Oh, that's nice of them.
Okay, according to the motherboard book, which I downloaded from the MSI site, it takes 6 standoffs. I was going to El Salvador to install a couple of PCs and needed a toolkit for that job. And I bought like a $9 set of screwdrivers. We've used it ever since because it's a great set of magnetic head screwdrivers.
me with rapture. From me with rapture.
Okay, got the standoffs in. Now, before you get serious, wait. Remember the CPU connector?
Yeah.
You'll want to do it before you start fastening anything down. Trust me.
Oh yeah, 'cause there's like no room.
There's no room.
And there it's passing.
Okay.
All right, let's get back to it. Okay, so what are we doing next? Putting.
This back in the top of the case.
All right. So which way do you want this to face?
That way.
Okay. There we go.
Okay. Next thing I think would be to start connecting power and things like that. Hopefully you've already plugged in the
CPU?
CPU
It's right
cooler.
there.
No, I wasn't talking about the CPU
Oh yeah, the
power.
CPU cooler's already plugged in.
Oh, good. Because that was going to be really, really ugly if not. So if we wanted to do cable management, we could.
Well, this case doesn't look like it's built for that. It was kind of weird for a modern case.
Oh, it's not that modern a case. It was cheap, however.
There's not one?
There's an audio. Audio should be up here.
Yeah, I was just reading off what I was looking at the motherboard while I was looking for it. But I don't see another.
I don't either. I agree with you. I don't see another one.
I don't see a way to plug it into this power supply either.
No, there's not.
Okay, so what do we do?
Nothing right now. See if you can start plugging in some of the front panel stuff like USBs and that sort of thing.
We're gonna have to replace that fan with another one.
We may. Let's see what we've got. That one doesn't
That's
have
USB
one.
3. Let's see what else we have here.
Here's a fan that would work.
The audio, USB, and there's all your front panel shit.
Yeah.
Does that mean we're only gonna be able to put one fan on the door?
No. I've got more fans upstairs. Or on the stairs, one or the other. Well, sure enough, there's only 2 fan slots on the motherboard. They obviously didn't like cooling as well as I did. At some point, we're going to have to take the front panel back off to swap out fans.
Yeah. I would just get the plug, put the front panel on so I get the front panel things attached.
Yeah, that's fine. What do you got left?
A power switch, reset switch,
Hard disk drive. Yeah.
and hard disk LED, and those are the 3. There's really only 3? I think there's really only 3.
There may only be 3.
That's weird.
Green, red, blue, right?
Yeah,
Yep, that's all there is. There is no power LED.
that's weird.
That is weird. But it's a cheap case, so. I think this is the one we pulled out of Adams when we put the radiator in.
Okay, which way does this fan face?
That was the right way.
Go. Next step, get this front end panel shit plugged in.
Yep.
Do we know where it plugs in?
Yep. Just to your left of the USB 3.
Yeah, but I mean, what plugs into what?
I know off the top of my head what plugs into what. The first 2 pins from the left are the hard drive LED. Okay. They go next to the blank pen on the other row. Does that make sense? And then we might as well put our booper in once you're done.
I'm trying hard to stay away, but when the full moon shines so bright.
Did I get the right one that time?
Yes. And then this goes on this side of this group of 8 pins here.
Just the cards next?
Yeah, since we don't have any drives right now.
Laughter up ahead, I can't make a single sound. I'm moving and playing. I don't know why they hold me at night. I'm trying hard to stay away, but when the full moon shines so bright, stay alive until the day.
There we go.
Okay. Can't think of anything else.
Smoke test.
Smoke test, which means we take another pause.
Yeah.
God like both directions, not sure where to go. Looking for protection, only thing you know. Howling in the dark, screaming in the rain. Sounds of night surround me, only thing I hear. I don't know why they hold me at night. I'm trying hard to stay away.
Okay, we have to pull a couple of things out of the old router PC. And I do mean old. Like this was built in the aughts.
Yeah. Well, technically no, because you rebuilt this
Multiple times.
multiple times. We had a bunch of different ideas that we're going to use for it.
Oh, I've used several of them. I had it as a Cassandra server at one point.
Not entirely sure what a Cassandra server is, but
Cassandra is a NoSQL database.
are you going to put the disk drive in it or no?
Yeah, why not? Why not put that in it? Okay, it turns out I did put an SSD in this, so we'll have 3 drives going into the new machine.
The standard hard drive and SSD, and then the DVD-ROM.
Yep.
That's kind of what I thought. And when you need the video card out of it too.
And the video card, which I'm taking out first. Well, the reason I want to use the same video card is I don't want to reload ClearOS.
Oh.
And this one was already running with ClearOS, no problems, so there that is.
We're working with somewhat limited lighting. Because we have less room where we're set up now. So if the picture isn't as good, that's why.
We may not use this DVD drive. In fact, I can tell you right now we're not going to.
Why not?
It's IDE.
Oh.
That's how old this is. I know I wasn't using it for Clear OS.
Well, we didn't put the I/O plate, the I/O shield on it.
Because we didn't have one. I'm telling you, this is old stuff.
Yeah, it's an old quad core Phenom. What is it, Phenom 2?
Yep. A 9750, I want to say.
Yeah. The best the Phenoms 2 got was there was a 6-core one. Yeah, my home theater PC, I need a new I should put a new DVD in it because it's got an IDE as well.
Wow. And your motherboard supports it?
No.
Or did we have a daughter board we used?
We plugged in an IDE to SATA. But I want to put at least a Blu-ray drive in it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, I put a 1050 in it that can do 4K. It's what I wanted it for. I wanted a card that could do 4K.
Okay, I've got the 2 drives. I've got 2 cables and the video card, and that's it.
Yeah, that's all. That should be all we need. Now I gotta find some kind of way to jerry rig the fucking.
We probably have the parts to do it, but it just isn't worth it to me. That's not what this PC's all about.
Yeah.
What I'm shocked by is the SSD in it is actually mounted in an adapter.
Instead of just like 2 in one side, it
Yeah.
just kind of hangs.
Yeah, exactly. And the weird part is the new case came with an adapter, but, I may even use it. Who knows?
Well, you'd have to pull it out of the current one to use it.
Yeah, but that'd give us an extra adapter should we need it down the road.
Yeah. But,
What the hell is this?
it's a hard drive.
It's a 1 terabyte.
I don't know if you had anything installed on it, but we'll put it back in anyway. It's not going to hurt anything.
Oh no, it was there purely for storage reasons. And thus far I haven't really stored anything on it. We could put 4 1 terabyte drives and do RAID 10 and get 2 terabytes out of it, redundant. And I may do that depending on what I use the extra horsepower for.
Well, we're going to use we're going to put larger drives in mine, so you'll have plenty of drives to pick from.
Already do.
Oh yeah, we have
We have 6 in there right now.
Oh yeah, we have a fuck ton of them right now. Don't we?
Yep. Well, we may only have 5 because I've used 1 here.
fake RAID work? What makes it fake?
Because it's not real hardware RAID. Part of it's done in software. So even though the BIOS says it's RAID, and it kind of is, part of it's software RAID. The screwless drive rails are nice in the sense of getting them installed quickly. They're crap. I know I mentioned this before, but I can't help myself. They're crap.
They're crap in the sense of everything the fuck else.
Oh yeah. It would take you a couple of minutes to put real rails on, and I did put the video card in. No, I put the same one back in.
Why the fuck did you do that?
Seemed like a good idea at the time.
I mean, do you want HDMI or not?
I don't need HDMI. In fact, we're using VGA.
A largely dead format at this point.
Oh yeah.
Most modern cards, for a while now, have not come with VGA.
And don't need to.
Lifeless wasteland left behind. Skies are clear for the past. Decaying corpses through the land.
That's got that. I've got power run. I need the 2 SATA cables. What do I do with them?
Might be easier to get to switch the power cables
Why?
because of how little room you've got to plug that one in. How far in it's got to go.
Gotcha. Good suggestion.
I think so. Why do you make it so that you run the cable through the back like this, but then don't give any real room for cable management? Does that make any sense to anyone else?
That'd be a big no.
There you go.
Okay, the only thing I know that we've got left, and that's not important for this video, is the 2
The 2 fans.
side fans. Yeah.
Well, we can do that later.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we figured out what the hell the problem was with the BIOS. It's trying to boot it in the Linux Mint. That's not what I was going to say. So, apparently it does not like mouse input. It recognizes the mouse. You can scroll the mouse all over the screen all you want. You can click on things with the mouse and it recognizes the click input, but those clicks don't do anything.
Yeah.
So you have to operate the damn thing with the keyboard. And when you do, you get this.
Voila, it works.
It works. So, very confusing, to say the least, but it works. That's what's important. I don't even think there's a mouse hooked up to it where it's going to be.
Yeah, there is, but that doesn't matter. Trust me, with Clear OS, the only thing that matters is the website that it produces. Okay, all I can set here is the date and time. I'll let Linux do that later. Let's see.
It recognizes both hard drives, so that's good.
So which one is it booting from? It must be booting from the Kingston.
Yeah.
That, I mean, SATA port 1, we'll see in a minute.
IDE.
Yeah, they had it set up so SATA could emulate IDE at
Why?
slow IDE speeds.
Why?
I don't know.
I know you. I know setting up raids dates back to IDE, because we did it with IDE way back in the day.
Yeah.
When was the last time you used something with a serial port?
Me personally couldn't tell you. It's been that long.
Was it that dot matrix printer you had, perhaps?
No, that guy was a LPT port, a parallel port.
Oh. I mean, my 486 has serial to PS2 for the mouse. Well, the one you have to worry about is the CPU fan, because those
2013. I have no idea what it is.
those FX chips were space heaters. That's what
Yeah.
they want, especially the 95.
However, we do want to fix the restore after AC power loss to power on.
Yeah. Especially the 9590, which got so goddamn hot that it would actually burn out motherboards. You had to have there were specific boards that wouldn't burn out with it, and those are the ones you had to seek out and use if you were going to use that. But hey, it could reach 5 gig.
Yep.
It's the first to ever do it. Is Kingston the SSD?
Yes. And I think that I must not have installed ClearOS on it.
So you installed ClearOS on the slower one?
Well, it doesn't boot real often, so I don't know why I did that, since there was a SATA drive in it.
But that doesn't sound like it.
Of course, this past week with the rolling blackouts, it was rebooting about every hour.
That was not fun. Would not recommend. 0 out of 10.
I didn't see anywhere that our booper was, so we must have the booper plugged in wrong.
Okay.
It could happen.
So I plugged that in wrong. That's what that means.
Yeah. Save changes and reboot. Let's see what it does.
Yeah, save, configure, and reset. And whatever it does not like this.
No, it does not. Okay, let's mess with the boot priorities. there.
Yep, looks
It's
better.
been clear OS 7. Yay!
Well, we got it working.
That's it.
And so, thank you everybody for watching. Please like,
Thanks.
comment, subscribe down below. You can share this video. That would help us out a lot. We'll talk to you later, everybody. Bye.